beers. Bloody brilliant
Beers
on the piss.
Yeah, kia ora and welcome back to the Bloody Brilliant Beers podcast brought to you by Bluebet.
That's Clutz. I'm Das. We are the Bloody Brilliant Beers. We started out reviewing craft beers on Facebook, and now we bring you the conversations that you'd more than likely hear from the front bar at your local. And just like every other week, we're back in our corner, Klutzy. Where are we, mate?
Yeah, we're in the corner at the Caxton Hotel. It's hot, it's horny, and we're fucking loving it.
It's the greatest pub in the world. It feels good to be back in our... We've been coming from the pub for the last few weeks, but to be back in this corner just feels right.
Yeah, it does. We've been coming from and coming in the pub a lot recently.
Coming to
the pub.
As well.
There's a lot of coming involved with the Caxton Hotel, and I'm all here for it.
That's it. This is our On The Piss podcast, where basically we just have a beer and catch up for the next 45 to an hour and talk shit. So, Klutzy, how you been, mate? How's your weekend?
Mate, it was great. Kicked off the weekend with a lovely 6th grade awards night.
Lovely.
I took out the award for shittest podcaster present.
Yep, nice. Any other podcasters in the room?
Well, there was Darcy Bowden of Rest in Peace to Pillar to Post fame. But
surely that's a shitter podcast than us.
Oh, well, he's the one that gave me the award. So it was great to
kill
see
or be
him.
killed.
Yeah, but it was a great night. Stitched a few boys up, had a good time there, but...
Talk people through the actual awards, because you were telling me about a couple of them, and they're fucking pretty funny. They're basically, the awards are named after people, aren't they?
Yeah, so whoever got the award first, Shorey now has a list, and it's just named after that person.
Yeah, right. So the shittest podcaster award every year now will be
probably
the Josh
Clutterbuck shittest podcaster award.
Yeah, nice.
I already have an award named after me.
Do you?
So I took out the inaugural Spirit of Friday Night.
Yep, love
and
it.
that was the bloke who just basically sticks
blind.
around and gets blind the most.
Yep.
So deservingly went to Stocksy this year, who's been doing it for basically the last 4 or 5 years.
Yep. Great man.
We got another one this year, the John Lambourne Award for Best Supporter. It was John Lambourne.
Yeah.
My favourite one is the Bill Rafter Stats Guy.
Yeah.
For the 5th year running, Bill Rafter got Best Stats Guy.
Yeah, right. Is there any other stats guys?
No, he's the only one. But there's like the best kick, the worst kick.
Yep. There's some funny injury ones or something, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was one named last year. I forgot. It was about Pete who got knocked out.
Yeah, that's right.
So gave that to someone else this year. Forgot who. Honestly, got pretty blind.
Yeah,
but essentially, if it's a good award and it's deemed good, you get a shot of it was Sailor Jerry's.
Yep.
But it wasn't a shot. Like it was fucked.
Big or small though?
Quite big.
Yeah, right. Nice.
And then if you got a shit award, usually scull a cup of port. And we discovered that we still had the goon sack of port from last year's awards.
Yuck.
So I had to scull a cup of port, which wasn't fun. But you do what you got to do.
That's it. No wonder you got so blind. Port's fucked.
Yeah, it was good fun though. Great to do the awards night. We're just not sure if Redlands will show up next Friday, so we did it this week.
Yeah, okay. Could have been the last game of the season.
Could have been the last home game of the season for us for Fridays.
Quick shout out to the audience we have in the room tonight as well. We've got Berkey and Sauce from the Off-Field Drama podcast. Boys, if you do say as you're going to do and go play at Jeeps next year, maybe you'll be eligible for the Josh Clutterbuck Worst Podcast Award.
Yeah.
So shout out to you.
Fucking front runners for sure. But it's also a good thing to be the worst because there's always room for improvement.
Yeah. We wouldn't have playing for Jeeps, mate. Come on.
Yeah, no. But yeah, then Saturday, mate, fucking went down to Jeeps to watch the boys play brothers and saw one of the best displays of Premier Grade rugby that I've seen in my 28 years of existence on this fucking earth.
And did you make your debut on Stan Sport on the weekend as well? Is that your debut?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it's debut. I think I might have been on before, but yeah, I don't know. I was really, really passionate with old Berkey as well. Yeah. There was nipples out. There was a lot of screaming. Thank fuck they didn't cover to us just before that.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you, brothers, you cunts, fuck you, fuck. Just screaming and then started shouting more.
A few good memes came out of it.
Yeah.
The, Instagram story.
Shout out to the Frothies for doing that once again. You guys, you never miss. So.
No.
But yeah, it was great. And then I just had a pretty chilled end to the week. Just... bit of Milton Markets.
Love it.
Haven't been in about a month, so it was good to go back.
Yeah, back to your
really
roots.
good to get back to my roots.
What's the French coffee guy, whatever his name is? Is he still there?
Yeah, still paying me out for sounding like an absolute bogan.
Yeah.
Every time I go
can
up,
attest to
g'day,
that.
mate. And I'm like, yeah. Hey, man.
Can I have a Marseille Americano?
Oh, fuck me. We'll get into that in
We
a
will
tick.
get into that.
But one of the things Caitlin pointed out at the markets was it's fucking so good to go on a Sunday and just watch what state people are in.
Yeah.
It is one of the ultimate places for people watching.
People definitely would have done that to you over the years.
Oh, hell yeah. And she was like, it's so good because everyone thinks you're really hungover, but you've just woken up.
But were you hungover?
No, I just look like shit. So that was great. Yeah, so it's nice to think that what I look like as a normal person is what people perceive as fucked.
Yeah. Well, you are Australia's most ordinary rig, so.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Hopefully soon to be worlds.
Yeah.
But,
Stand by.
Yeah, stand by for that one. But what did you get up to, mate?
Mate, I actually went to the Stanford show on Saturday night. Actually, shout out to Music by Mater, one of our good friends, music producer. It was his birthday on Friday. Went out to dinner with him for his birthday, which was good.
Nice.
And then, Saturday went to the Stanford show, and I've actually got a fucking business proposition for you.
Oh, yes.
Off the back of the show. The show was pretty sick. They had like wood chopping and shit, which was probably the scattest sport I've ever seen in my entire life.
I was going to say, you want me to be a wood chopper? Because I think I'd be a great lumberjack.
Dude, they work off like a handicap. It was fucked. But anyway, it's a very weird sport. They had that, and then there was like a freestyle motocross thing, some fireworks.
Yeah.
But the thing that caught my eye was, when you were growing up, did your tuck shop at school have those, like primary school, have those apple slinky things?
Yeah, yeah.
So going to the fucking show, there would have been 10 stalls, all with potato slinkies, deep fried. Basically, just on the skewer.
So good.
Yeah, guess how much they were charging for it?
Like $10?
$8.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, bro.
Potato deep fried, mate.
Do you reckon we should get a van and start doing
And 6. I reckon we just undercut them all.
Yeah, okay.
Like they're making a fucking fortune at $8. How much does one potato cost you?
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon they're going to try and say that it's the cost of oil these days because
Reuse it.
Your typical olive tree, maybe not growing as well in the winter months, but as you say, reuse it. They might say, hey, we've got to reuse our oil a lot. I don't know how often they change it over here, but we used to do every couple of days.
I still think that they'd be making an absolute fucking fortune. At $8 a pop.
And also the dirtier the oil, the better. It gives some real character to the potato.
Yeah, the one we got was fucking soggy. Like it was oily as fuck.
All right, well, it looks like we're going to be... Maybe we need to be potato farmers as well.
Yeah, cut down on costs a bit there.
Cut down on costs a lot.
I like where your head's at.
Basically make $5 per thing.
Yeah. But I can we'd be able to do it cheaper than that.
Sell it for $6, make $7 per
That's
one.
it, yeah.
That's
Don't worry about a license or health and safety and that shit. Just make it quick operations we can pack up.
Man,
and
health
run.
and safety's never done anything to prevent anything. Health and safety sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, if someone looked me in the eye and said that health and safety has saved you.
And also, being at a show like that on the weekend, for people who don't know, how would you describe the Stanford show? It's sort of like a poor man's Ekka.
Made a very poor man's Ekka.
Yeah, it's like almost like a country show.
It's like when you don't want to take the kids into the city. It's like a country fair.
Perfect example of what I'm talking about. There's a bloke standing there at the thing with like like the clowns with the balls in their mouth.
Yep.
Covered in face tattoos, just sucking on a strawberry vape. I'm like,
God.
what sort of parent is letting their child go in?
Yeah.
But back to the health and safety chat.
Yeah.
Mummy's like, you're going to go on one of those rides? I was like, have a look at the fucking two blokes operating. No teeth, like.
Not good.
There hasn't been a health and safety check on that shit in years.
No.
And there's no way I'm getting on it.
I think I spoke about it a few years ago, but when I was doing a job at a school in Durack, they had a fair there, and we were watching the carnies set up the rides.
Yep.
There was some of these scatter shit I ever seen. They're like fucking swinging off like monkeys and shit. Like, it was ridiculous.
There's people
bro.
flying upside down at like 200 k's per hour. They're not even looking at what's going on. They're smoking durries. Like,
I was going to say, how many packs do you reckon they go through?
Fucking hell.
I'd say at least 2.5.
Yeah, 100%.
On a good night.
Yeah,
That's not even a whole
And they go
day.
back to back. They go Saturday and Sunday. Like,
Have you ever seen a carny not have a durry in their mouth?
no shit, no.
No, and if they don't, they're not a true carny.
Yeah.
They're just a ring in from the local town.
Either a durry or a vape of some sort.
Yeah, definitely. But that's good.
Yeah,
It
shout
did
out to
look
the
like
Stanford
fun.
Fair, yeah. Some bloke tried to sell me cattle. There's some fucking breed of cattle that he owns that doesn't need pesticides sprayed on its coat. I was like, you talking
How
about
many
the wrong
head do you
car.
reckon you'd run on your cattle farm?
At G-Bung?
Yeah.
We got fucking heaps of land.
Yeah,
but
you do.
Probably not enough for cattle, but
Yeah.
he wasn't successful in his sale.
I reckon I could have one Brahman calf in my backyard at Everton Park.
We actually went to also watch the bulls get scored, which was quite funny. Like 4 bulls, and they had like 20 kids who were like basically passing judgment on the bulls.
Yeah.
And the shit they judge bulls on is so funny. I should have got a clip off the
Is
internet.
it cock size?
Cock size gets a big
Yeah,
run.
that's good.
The breadth of the hindquarters and
Yeah,
the
nice.
scrotal development. So when they get into their work in the fields, like,
Yeah, right.
It's just so funny. There'd be like a 15-year-old girl being like, "Yeah, he's just got really good scrotal development and a thick hindquarters, which when he gets to work in the paddock, that's what we'll be looking
when
for."
he gets to work. Imagine them describing that, but for like us. Imagine asking someone to
You on the
describe.
footy field.
Yeah, look at that. Look, his hindquarters not really that good. Does get into his work well.
Non-existent.
Big scrotal development, but the actual shaft, no development. Since they're at the age of 8.
Yeah, works hard in short bursts.
Yeah.
And then needs a breather.
Yeah. Not exactly the most desirable bull in the paddock, but
Eats well.
someone will give it a crack eventually.
Eats well.
Yeah.
Horny.
Eats very well. Can't really
Shout out
jump.
to Domino's.
Mate, bulls are actually fucked. Just
They are
quietly.
fucked. They're massive, mate. When you get that close when they walk past, that thing could fuck me
Man,
up.
I remember back when we used to, up by Nana Pop's farm, we'd put the cows through the dip.
Yeah.
Herd them all into the dip. My job was to try and fucking get them
Muster.
actually going in, mustering them in, yeah. But we used to park the backhoe up near the short part of the fence.
Yeah.
Because this bull used to jump over this 1.5 meter fucking fence. And we thought by parking a backhoe there it'd be sweet. It just went to the highest part of the fence and just went, look at my nuts as I do this, bro.
You got a
Jumped
good look at
straight
them too.
over. Yeah, got a really good look. And there's no way that we're trying to get him back through.
No shit, no.
So he's been sold now.
Yep.
And I think we've already spoken about the new one
Yeah.
too. The one that drinks beer. Yeah. A bull
forgot
that drinks
about
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Sterling Farquhar.
it's genuinely my spirit animal. But
The bull that drinks beer.
it's great fun. Shout out to the beef industry.
Yeah. Big fans of the beef.
Thank you
industry.
for being there, because there's a lot that we wouldn't do without you.
But yeah, that was pretty much the highlight of my weekend, mate.
Yeah, I love
Watched
that.
a bit of footy. Go the Broncos.
Go the Broncos.
On fire.
How'd our bet go? Did we
Pending.
pending? Well, it is Monday when we're recording, so
We're pushing for a justice payout.
yeah, might need to get Nathan Shaw, the best barrister in town, to
Involved, yeah.
come with some legal advice for
Yeah.
us. But fuck, we've been on a bit of a run
We have been.
otherwise.
Yeah. Anything else from your weekend?
I don't think so. I think I actually did fuck all this weekend, which was really nice.
You got blind 2 nights in a row.
Not only one. That was Friday.
Oh, you just pumped up on Saturday, not actually blind.
Yeah, I had 3 beers at Jeeps on Saturday.
That video made it look like you had 300.
Yeah, everyone was like, oh, you must have been pissed out. I was like, nah, I had 3 beers.
Nice.
Got in the car at 6:30, drove home.
Oh, respect.
I messaged Caitlin to be like, hey, when are we ordering Chinese? Literally, I was looking forward to eating Chinese
In
and
bed,
watching the
yeah,
Wallabies.
yeah.
Didn't end up
Shout
watching
out
the
to 'em.
Wallabies. Oh, mate. Fuck officiating in rugby union. We'll save that for the sports pod, but
Yep.
it's been the lot of
Be in
them.
the refs. Let the boys sort
They
it out
need to get some
themselves.
6th grade refs out there, because those blokes, shout out to them, they just let the fucking game play.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like all good
Most
refs
of the
should.
time because they're 20 metres behind, because they're gassed for not being able to keep up. But yeah,
We'll cover that off on
ridiculous.
Thursday for sure.
I was ready to rip in on Saturday though. Really ready. After a famous victory like that over Brothers, I was really, really ready to rip in, but showed some real self-control because I wanted to be home by 6:30 and or leave at least by 6:30. And Caitlin just wasn't answering. Gave her a call. Sorry, I fell asleep. I was like, fuck, I could have
Got blind.
really played up. But
Actually,
that's all right.
quick fucking shout out to the pub I was at on the weekend, not the Caxton. Stanford Hotel does not have Foxtel.
Yeah, I know.
What the
pretty
fuck is wrong?
Does that surprise you
Can we
though
get the
when you
footy on?
really
They're like, yeah, what channel's it on? Foxtel. Oh, we don't have Foxtel. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
when you break that down though? Does that surprise you?
No.
Not at all.
$45 for a steak, gave me the wrong steak, didn't have Foxtel.
We spoke about
Shan't be
this
back.
about 2 years ago now, but people out in Stanford are a different fucking breed.
Oh, fucking oath, mate.
So high on your own supply.
Yep.
You know, there is a world outside of Stanford.
Yep.
And most of
called
you have to-
Ashgrove.
yeah, it's called Ashgrove. And the grass is so much fucking greener. And it's a lot
And
funner.
the pubs have Foxtel.
yeah. And it's close to civilization.
Imagine coming to the Caxton and go, can we put the footy on? No, we don't have it, sorry.
That would
Be
actually
riots in the
fucked.
street. There'd be riots in the
Sterling's
street.
that pissed off that we even suggested that.
He's leaving the
out. He's
room.
up and
Yeah,
gone.
he's gone.
Ridiculous.
Shout out to the weekend.
Shout out to the weekend. We love you. Righto, so last week I was pretty fucking ticked off about Zarafas.
Yeah, well covered.
And I couldn't remember the name of their small coffee for the iced beverage
We actually
variety.
both did a bit of research on the Zarafas website during the week.
And I'll tell you what, these pricks are so fucked in the head with their naming of sizes. Because, Darcy, I told you this before, but please remind me what a small iced beverage is at Zarafas.
A tall.
It's a tall. Mate, most people call me tall, and I would say that by that they mean I'm one of the largest humans in the room.
Yeah, for sure.
Not small.
You wouldn't call someone tall if there's someone taller in the room.
Exactly.
You wouldn't go, oh, fuck, you're tall. It's like, yeah, but
Oh,
he's
you're
taller.
tall. Oh, but he's a grande. Oh, but
He's
then
a
that bloke
Maasai.
over there, he's a Maasai. Look at that cunt, he's a jumbo. Fuck me. It really, really rolled me up. We had a couple of people as well comment across social media.
Yeah, the clip went viral. Everyone was
It
in the
did.
same boat, I think.
And a few of them were Zarafas employees. And
Oh,
there was,
really?
There was one girl, I forgot what her name was, and I really can't be fucked having a look at where she posted it. Apologies, but appreciate you reaching out. She said that they didn't come up with the names and they also think it's ridiculous. So please stop yelling at the employees when they don't understand what size you want as large.
That's probably a pretty fair
And I was like,
statement.
yeah. So that was just an absolute
How are we going to
whirlpool
yell at
for
head
me.
office, though? That's what we need to know. We need someone to yell at. Like, obviously, it's not the staff's fault, but
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And don't get angry at your hospitality staff because
No, it's not their fault.
It's definitely not their fault. It's a crappy industry. It's
Yeah.
really, really difficult.
Yeah.
To try and rock up every day and do that. So shout out to you for doing it. But off the back of it, obviously ticked off, and I was like, you know what? I've got another bone to pick with society, and it's the Newmarket Shopping Centre car park. It has to be one of the worst
Yeah,
design
it's
car
pretty bad.
parks
Yeah.
in the history of civilization.
Yeah.
They tried to make it better by making it one way around.
Oh, it's changed, has it?
It has changed, but not for the better, in my opinion. I went to pick up. Now, this is a bit of a weird one, but there's the Barbie movie out, right?
Yep.
Grilled has done a partnership
Yep.
with Barbie.
Yeah. Pink buns
Pink
and shit.
burger,
Yeah.
pink sauce, all this sort of
What's
shit.
the sauce? Like, is it
Bro,
just
it's just
colour
egg
pink?
mayo with a bit of fucking pink dye.
So it just doesn't taste pink.
No, it doesn't taste pink. It tastes like egg mayo.
Yeah.
I knew that taste straight away.
Yeah.
As a former grilled operator.
Yeah.
But the Newmarket car park, I sat in my car park trying to reverse for about 10 minutes the other night. Caitlin lives 2 minutes from there.
Yeah.
And I drove to get it on my way to her place. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll be there very shortly.
Yeah. Not.
10 minutes later, where are you?
Still in
I'm
the car.
still in the car park trying to reverse out. There was one bloke, a green pea plater.
minutes in the car park
Mate,
is
it was so fucked. And then this
The food
one
would have been
guy,
cold and soggy and shit.
yeah, it wasn't the best. It was still delicious, but this one bloke, he was a blue pea plater and a blue car and with green pea plates, sorry. And he was
blue
just
pea plate.
honking the fucking horn so much. I tried to send you a video of it.
Yeah, you did, but I couldn't hear
But
it.
he's
yeah.
just like, you can see him just like moving and his hair's going everywhere and his missus is sitting in the car covering her eyes. I was like, we are about to see a breakup because of some engineer's poor design
Yeah.
of a car park.
Yeah. There's not many good car parks though, really, is there?
No, there's not really, but Newmarket, I feel like they've really missed
The
something.
one at Nunda where the Woolworths is, I don't know if you know where that is. That's also fucked. I got a feed from there the other day. Disaster.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. There used to be a great one at Toombul, but unfortunately Toombul went swimming at the start of
Yeah.
last year and it's never going to be
Chermside
open
car
again.
park also sucks.
Yeah,
A lot. Not as bad as Newmarket.
Can I give a little tip on the Chermside car
Yeah.
park? Now,
All those
I-
listeners outside Brisbane don't need to listen, but that's fine.
it's a Westfield, so
yeah.
take that as you will. One of the shittest places to try and get a park. I just like going in, parking straight away and
Yeah, me too. Walking.
fucking off.
Yeah. I also have to park in the exact same area.
I actually booked my car park 15 minutes in advance.
Do you really?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't know you could do that. No, I park in the same spot every time I go to Chermside. Otherwise, I like when
Yeah.
I leave through the same exit. Otherwise, I can't find my car.
So I've tried to tell Caitlin so many times, hey, wherever you park, shit. It's so fucked. And everyone that tries to park there cannot drive.
Yeah.
It is chaotic and it stresses me the fuck out. I was like, why don't you just keep driving and then go up to the roof.
Yeah.
Because no one parks at the
On the
David
roof.
Jones entrance.
Yep.
Now, I might have just given away
One of life's great
secrets of life. But if I can make someone else's life a bit easier
Drive to
and
the
not as
rooftop.
difficult as what mine is most Sundays.
Yeah. If you can have less bones to pick from the people, like the people have less bones to
Yeah.
pick off the back of this podcast, that's a win. So what you're saying is drive to the roof of
Yeah, drive to the
your shopping
roof.
centres.
So if you're coming from, what's the suburb? Like Kedron direction, drive all the way past and then turn right at the end of the new fucking
Yeah.
food complex and go up to the roof.
Yep.
And there's parking galore.
It'd be the same everywhere. Just get to the roof
Get to the roof.
and you'll be fine.
Get to the roof and get an excavator. Or, I don't know.
Excavator?
Evacuation. Not an excavation.
What's an evacuation?
Oh, because you can get out of there fucking
Oh,
quickly.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
it.
thank you, man. All right, this is probably the scattest of scat thoughts of the week.
That's what we like, though.
So I realised the other day that 10 years ago I was 18, right?
Yep.
So that's when you can
Same.
start going out and legally going out and drinking and shit.
Yep.
It was also when I had my first non-high school missus.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, oh my God, like,
You were horny, full of.
you know
piss.
you know how you celebrate milestones?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, it's 10 years since I lost my virginity. And I was like, that is so scat. So that's my scat thought of the week, was reminiscing
Realising-
and smiling about losing my virginity a bit over 10 years ago.
Do you remember it specifically?
Nah, fuck no.
Yeah. That's funny as.
Wasn't even pissed or anything. It's just 10 years is a long time.
Yeah.
so
And you've drunk a lot of piss in that 10 years. As
Yeah,
well.
exactly. The brain cells that have been killed have been
They're not
astronomical.
regenerating fast enough, are
No,
they?
well, as you can tell, I tried to say excavator before, and yeah, it didn't really go well. But yeah, that is my scat thought of the week. Shout out to everyone that's been sending your scat thoughts of the week through as well.
That would have been something pretty weird just to think of. Like,
Dude, I
out
don't
of the
even
blue.
know what situation I was in, but I wrote it down straight away, and I was like, you know what, man, you really need to get checked out because you're something fucking different.
Yeah, most
was
people
so-
aren't thinking about that.
No.
It's funny. We have our 10-year high school reunion.
Yeah.
You have, birthday every year. Why don't we celebrate 10 years of our virginity?
Yeah,
10 years of sex.
Tell you what, I'm definitely not calling up my ex-missus to see if she wants to catch up to celebrate
And probably not something
doing the day.
Probably not great. Something you want to table with your current missus.
No,
either.
definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, imagine.
How would you
imagine
celebrate
that
it, though?
conversation?
What?
How would I celebrate it?
Yeah.
I don't know. With a silent tear in a corner, saying someone actually had a crack at me.
Listen to a bit of Nickelback. Sorry.
Yeah, someone
That's mine.
was like, "Fuck it, let's give him a go."
Yeah.
Wasn't a long go.
time. Wasn't a
But,
good go.
wasn't a
long
good go
Was a
either.
go.
You know what? It's probably been echoed throughout time since. But
Has there been much improvement over the 10 years?
fuck no. Put in a bit of training, but tell you what.
Doesn't mean you're an expert.
Yeah, when you can't execute a training, you're really not going to go well on game day, are you? So, yeah, it's fucked.
Piss poor preparation. What is it? Poor preparation. Least piss poor
yeah.
performance or
Yeah,
something.
that's it.
Maybe you've been doing it wrong and your mantra's always no preseason, no training.
Yeah.
Maybe you just got to now abstain and go, right, I'm having a kid. Just
Jesus.
imagine you walking around,
Dude,
bull at a gate.
my God. That would be so fucked.
Yeah, it would be.
The bull in the China shop.
The bull in the China shop.
Jesus.
No, but I want to hear how you would celebrate. Like, I'm trying to think of a funny way. Like, what do? You bake a cake or?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll probably go to the pub for a beer.
Yeah, like I
Reminisce,
celebrate all
yeah.
good things. Yeah.
Maybe what are you doing after the podcast?
What are you doing right now?
Yeah, what are you doing right
We'll
now?
celebrate Klutzy's virginity today, 10 years.
Thank you.
A milestone episode in every young man's life.
Yeah, I'd like to thank myself for actually gaining the ability to talk to women.
Yep.
It took a long time, but we got there in the end.
did.
And
Tortoise in the hair, baby. Look at you now.
yeah. She was a slow race. Tell you what, coming into 18, I definitely thought I would never get it. Definitely thought that.
Good to see you overcame the hurdle.
Yeah, I overcame the hurdle.
Yeah.
Now
Now they call you Yana Pittman.
Yeah. Yeah, and now I think the next time after that was a bit of a Kathy Freeman long distance sprint, but fuck. Now I'm more of a Usain Bolter. It's good. It's nice to see a
40 metre
natural
dash
progression.
operator, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Take me to the NFL tryout.
The combine.
The combine. The 40-yard dash specialist. Fucking oath.
All right, I put a post up in BBB Frothy's, our official Facebook group of the podcast today. If you're not in there, give it a search on Facebook and get in there. Basically, we're bringing back one of our favourite segments, What Would Clutz Do? Where basically you guys just get the opportunity to ask him what he'd do in certain situations. So, first one, Klutzy. You're at your local coffee joint. You're offered a Maxima, a Micro, a Grande, and finally a Baby Chino. The question is, where does the big fella shove the coffee cup? What sort of outrageous fit does he have?
Mate, I think I'd just walk out, to be honest.
That's a Grande.
Yeah, that's... I was going to say it's a tall. More of a Baby Chino. But...
Yeah, Sturridge had his Baby Chino out on display, if anyone wondering.
Yeah, it was fucking difficult to see. It took me a while to realise what was happening.
Yeah, the bald Baby Chino.
But, yeah, I don't know. I'd honestly be rocked because I don't feel like our cafe culture is like that.
Yeah.
That we'd allow that to happen.
No.
I'll probably do what I did this recently, actually. I walked into somewhere and they were trying to charge $8 for a large Iceland Black.
Yuck.
I just respectfully walked back out.
Yeah, that's fucked.
So I think...
you know what's bad when you do that? When you already... Like, I always pay on my phone when you've already got your card ready. Like, they don't even say the price and it just beeps you like, fuck, it was $8. Anyway. This is actually a good one. I feel like this is potentially a situation that you'd find yourself in. So,
shit.
You've ordered Uber Eats after a night out with your mates. One of your mates falls asleep. Do you smash his Uber Eats or put it in the fridge ready for when he wakes up?
I'd wake him up straight away.
You'd wake him up.
Well, because you can always go back to sleep. And if you've been smashing piss, like, bro, I was devastated the other night. I got my Uber Eats and I was falling asleep. But I've actually been in situations where I have been falling asleep and I know that I'll fall asleep by the time it gets there. So I set an alarm.
I've done the same thing too.
Yeah.
Dude, I did it after our boys' lunch a couple of years ago and I didn't realize, but I had the volume on my phone turned all the way down to 1 bar. So I went to sleep with my phone on my chest and then woke up and all the lights in my bedroom on and I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? And then I could hear this faint alarm and I was like, what the hell? And my fucking 3:30 alarm was going off at 8:30 in the morning still.
Not good.
Horrible.
Not good.
I've also just gone and slept on the front stairs so they wake me up when they get there, which has worked.
Yeah, I've done that a few times too. But no, I wake the person up and just be like, here's your food. And then if they're being a prick because you've woken them up and trying to get them their food.
Smash the food.
Well, difficult. Depends on what it is. If it's wings, chuck it in the fridge. If it's a burger.
Yeah, that's not lasting, yeah.
And then tell him, hey, man, the burger never rocked up.
What about...
You should probably...
Complain.
What
about the side story, the chat we had today, because we have a joint account, and Klutzy was like, I changed off the joint account to order Uber Eats on the weekend because I wanted to try and order $100 worth of food.
Yeah.
He's like, and then I just ordered 70, so it was really expensive, and I was disappointed that I didn't get 100.
Yeah. And then the burger didn't even rock up, so I was even more upset.
Did you complain?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, nice.
And I also ordered a large size meal, and they only gave me a small. Yeah, well, obviously got lost in translation there, but that's all right. We move.
We do move. Klutzy, you're offered a free wish, but to obtain the wish, you have to beat the genie in a video game. What is your game of choice, and what is your wish?
Oh, fuck. That's a good one, bro. Game of choice. Fuck. I reckon Star Wars Battlefront 2 was my absolute jam for a while, dude.
Yeah.
I was playing the Commando. I was almost unstoppable. And I'd probably win. Well, I'd hope I'd win.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what you wish.
Or I'd play Rugby 05.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Fuck, I had a phenomenal team in that.
Cricket 06.
Cricket 06, Ricky Ponting Cricket 05.
Yeah.
Most sporting games. Madden.
Yep.
I don't know what the wish would be, though.
Yeah, it's tough to answer that one on the spot.
I think...
6th grade premiership?
Yeah, every year. I wish that my body gives me the ability to win a 6K premiership every year.
Till the day you die, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good wish. I like that.
Can you imagine that though? It's like sort of like Benjamin Button
You're
style
like
stuff.
93 years old.
It's like I'm 93, but as soon as I cross the field of dreams, build it and they shall come.
Do you hold the level of ability you currently have though? So like,
I'll go back to my high school ability because that's probably a shit ton better than what I got
that's
now.
what I mean. Maybe that's a bit unfair. You should maybe hold your ability. Imagine being 93 and just with the same speed and acceleration.
What I'm saying is I want to up this wish.
Yeah, okay.
It's so that every time I step onto the field, like I gain the ability of
Lottie Takiri.
maybe let's say a 21-year-old Josh Clutterbuck.
Yeah, okay. I like it.
Or a
3-year post route.
26-year-old at the start of his apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Or man of the match performance in the 6th grade grand final last year.
Just to name a few.
As the _ manager said, he was telling people the other night that weren't there for it, but I've known Klutzy for many years, and I said to his old man afterwards, I don't know where the fuck that came from, but that is the single greatest performance of football I've ever seen him do. So that's the ability that I would want. And every time I crossed the paint, that was what happened.
You get that? Yeah, I like that.
Imagine playing with your grandkids and just absolutely fucking them up. He's so sick.
If you had 24 hours to live, what would you do?
I'll probably go down to Jeeps.
Fair enough.
No, I don't know. Well, I'd probably go visit some great places that I love, like Jeeps. Have a 350 grand porterhouse from the Caxton.
Yep,
it's a
like
$27.90 special with the purchase of a drink.
Yep.
Really, really good. While stocks last. And no, I don't know. I'll probably just get the boys together and just get
blind.
Yeah,
go out, do what you do best.
Yeah, and my missus. Because she'd be really annoyed if I didn't invite her along as well.
Yeah, true. A couple more. You've just spent the night shouting a mate drinks after he said he had no money, but then he gets an Uber home and gets delivered. He wants his home. What would Klutzy do?
Tell the cunt he's fucking dreaming, bro. That's such a dog act. I actually had something similar happen to me one day where one of the boys was like, I can't access my account because my phone's about to die.
Yep.
And then he said his phone died. And then he's like, can we share an Uber home? Because my phone's died. Fucking halfway home, shouted him a few drinks, have a look in the back. Who's on fucking Tinder?
Oh, God.
He's in the UK now, and I think you know who he could be.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to out him.
That's fucked.
But I was blowing up.
Yeah,
I was like, you fucking told me you're fucking. I was like, you are a piece of shit.
All things to save your battery for as well, Tinder. That's pretty fucked.
Mate, it was ridiculous. I was like, you're working in a fucking bank. I'm flipping burgers at 10 a.m. tomorrow, bro. Jesus.
All right, the final one. After smashing the Dirty Bird, hot and spicy, the urge to blow his back out hits hard. He goes to the nearest toilet and gets into his work, only to find that the only toilet paper left is already soiled. What would Klutzy do?
I'll probably whip the undies off and see you later, nobbies. I've got another 20 pairs at home. Yeah, I definitely, yeah.
There's not much else you could do.
I love free balling. What can I say? It is one of the great things to do in life.
I went so long during COVID free balling. I think like 8 weeks and living at my in-laws' house was a dangerous game. It's
fucked. Like, I think during that COVID period when I didn't have to go to work, I just sat in Jeep's footy shorts, no shirt on, balls dangling out, playing a lot of fucking Warzone.
That's a sight everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
That's
it's like a scrub turkey. That's pretty sick.
That's what would Clutz do.
Yeah. Alrighty, last thing, guys. So I did mention I was at the markets yesterday. Completely forgot about this fella. He just looked like an absolute wanker. We're all eating food. Like, I was off with Caitlin having some food. There's other groups of people having food. This bloke's by himself trying to FaceTime someone. He's like, no, man, I can't hear that. You're going to have to repeat what you said. No, man, can't hear that. Gonna just kept walking around. And he's like getting it up. And he's like, so you're in LA? Oh, man, yeah. So you're in LA. Oh, can you just repeat that? Oh, yeah, so you're in LA. And I was like, oh, my God, what is this fuckwit on about? And then he's going on about Tesla and all this sort of shit. Yep. And he just started saying all these big words. And Caitlin bumped me and was like, is this guy just saying big words to make it sound
Bitcoin
like she's like, when you go to uni and there's those people that talk in your fucking shoots.
Yeah.
But when you actually listen to what they're talking about,
they're not saying
anything. Yeah. They're just saying big words and the shoot's like, yeah. moving on, like that sort of vibe. This bloke was going on about AI and Tesla technology and all this sort of shit, and just kept going on the same thing. And then he'd be like, the intricacies, the AI technology, and just all this sort of shit. It was real fucking scat.
Matty John's talking about shape.
But Matty Johns sort of knew. Well, he had a direction, just like Shave. But this bloke, man, just looked like he might have thought that he was looking fucking really intelligent. But all he was saying was just giant words.
So you're at the Milton Markets, cunt.
Yeah.
Like,
so fucking dumb. But the thing that really got me was he goes, man, while you're in the US, take a look at all the Tesla charges and just think that I could have been rich if I listened to my brother-in-law. And he's just like, just like starts laughing. And he's going on about how, oh man, like, I was the guy that came up with the idea to do charges around the US and like do charges for Tesla and all this sort of shit.
Why are you at the Milton Markets with Klutzy, who's an apprentice?
He's saying all this, and then he looks around and then walks off to somewhere else.
And says the same thing.
Says the same sort of shit.
Yeah, right.
Is there any sort of people in society that fuck you off more than them?
Nah.
It's like the
people who press the buttons when they cross the road. That's up there, but we covered that off.
That's me.
Yeah.
It's like there's a certain type of person though. They're like an entrepreneur. You know what? You could be an entrepreneur. Just don't be a fuckwit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yep. I 100% agree.
But if you guys have ever had instances
I can
of that,
picture this guy as well.
Yeah.
Did he have AirPods in?
AirPods.
Yeah. Polo shirt.
No, he was in running gear.
Oh, okay.
With some nice runners.
What a loser.
And glasses.
Glasses, like big fucking Oakley ones?
No, like reading glasses.
Oh, I'm a mile off then, aren't I? Fuck.
Yeah. But I do know exactly who you're talking about as well, that sort of person. But if you guys have any sort of people that fuck you off, we'd love to do a deep dive into it, I think.
Yeah.
Reach out to us.
Fuck you off.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that fuck me off. And I'd love to gas bag about it. It'd be so sick.
I love how the start of this thing was people just saying big words, talking about nothing. That's what we've been doing for about 40 minutes now. So,
bro, if people go back and listen, I don't really talk any big words, and I don't think I ever will.
I don't talk any big words.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Think amazing.
That's
a block of rage.
That's probably all we got time for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in to the podcast. We'll see you tomorrow for the sports show.
Thanks for being hot and horny. Enjoy your Wednesday, people.
And check out the Off-Field Drama podcast if you're looking for something else to listen to, because there's two hot and horny boys sitting in front of us about to record. One looks a bit busted.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's been a dirty boy.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.